imagination, a careful husbanding of intellectual reserves, until the moment she could steal away to the barn to do her work. So 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there. It mattered. It was like telling a marathon runner in sight of the finish line, "Hey, lucky you, we've decided to make it 27 miles this time. No big deal, right?" But she really believed Paul didn't do it on purpose, and fighting about it would just waste time she'd rather spend in the lab. They'd already had the big fight, the one that mattered, and that was why he was staying out in the guest house for a while. Whether that would last, she didn't know, but that's where things were now. She was just changing Kat when she heard Paul's car drive up. The aging sedan that would have been replaced ages ago but for the financial realities of a family comprised of academics, one employed, one not, and an 11-month-old baby girl. The car wore its just over a decade of operational life and 6-figure mileage decently well, but it made Gabrielle feel a little sad every time she looked at it. A little angry. Unfulfilled expectations in the shape of a 2008 Camry. They'd exchanged hellos and pleasantries once he came into the kitchen, as between a first-shift factory worker giving way to a late-shift colleague. And then Gabrielle had changed her clothes, putting on her armor, her good luck outfit. Doc Martens, black jeans with threadbare knees, and a black Bad Brains t-shirt. The shirt always made her laugh. Gallows humor, considering what she did for a living. She liked the band, but she loved the gag. There she was, all black from head to toe, tiny and tough. She laced up her boots and headed to the barn. Today was a big day. Possibly the last day. Her last chance. The funding was essentially gone, and while she had made progress in her research, the breakthrough she'd been hoping for had, thus far, failed to materialize. She had changed no games. Nothing she'd achieved would justify another injection of cash from Hendricks Capital. They specialized in high-risk investments all over the state, long-shot research projects and hugely speculative startups saturated with the stink of vaporware. But there was high risk, and there was just stupid. Irresponsible. Throwing good money after bad. They'd funded her for a year and change, and unless she could demonstrate some strong results, that's all she was likely to get. Now, the project wasn't a complete waste. Gabby had learned some things, broken some ground. She had enough to publish, assuming Hendricks let her do that, considering they owned the research. Maybe a journal article in Cortex, or Cognition, or even Dare to Dream, Trends in Cognitive Science. She could add her discoveries to the great scientific gestalt. Someday, another better-funded scientist might use her findings as foundational research that let them achieve the true goal. But no more than that. Gabrielle White. Literally a footnote. Unless. Today. Gabby had spent every minute of working time she could scrape up during the past week reviewing, planning, praying, considering ways to reconfigure the gear to maximize the chances of a result that could buy her more funding, more time, from Hendricks. She broke her ideas apart, rebuilt them, tried to find a new approach, a magical, brilliant insight that would synthesize everything she'd learned into a shining whole that would revolutionize the science of the mind. That was how it was supposed to work. Archimedes in his bathtub, Newton under his apple tree. Every good scientist deserved a eureka moment. And she was a good scientist. She held a degree in cognitive science from the University of Michigan's Weinberg Institute and a medical degree from the Feinberg School at Northwestern, plus a mostly complete residency in neurology back at U of M's hospital system. All of that obtained under crushing amounts of work, sacrifices by her family and community, grants and scholarships and student loans so enormous she didn't think about them very often, much the way you didn't spend time considering asteroids on a collision course with the planet.